It's never too late to start something new, to do all those things you've been longing to do, right? Colonel Harland Sanders, the owner of KFC, embraced this famous quote gracefully. Can you imagine that he began selling fried chicken at the age of 69? He truly debunked entrepreneurial myths, such as the need to start early in order to be a successful entrepreneur. Colonel Harland Sanders founded KFC in Utah in 1952. He worked for many years in various fields with varying degrees of success before founding the fast food chain KFC. When hamburgers were dominant, KFC focused on fried chicken. Sanders began cooking at the age of 7. In July 1940, he created his original recipe, which included 11 herbs and spices. The KFC restaurant chain uses the same recipe. In 1959, KFC's headquarters were set up in Louisville, Kentucky. So what happened next? Everybody's heard of KFC, the famous Kentucky Fried Chicken. Colonel Harland Sanders is the man behind the KFC success story. He was the man who began his successful journey at the age of 65 with full dedication and hard work. It's incredible that an elderly man has built an empire out of fried chicken. After McDonald's, KFC is the world's second largest food chain. KFC is obviously well known for its fried chicken and other fast food items. Although he is no longer with us, his restaurant has forever remembered him. During his journey, he was turned down by 1,009 restaurants. However, he never gave up because he was confident in his unique recipe and its taste. Finally, a small number of restaurants agreed to sell Sanders' chicken recipe. By 1963, nearly 600 restaurants had agreed to sell the recipe and Kentucky chicken, establishing it as a brand. When he was 65 years old, he sat down and thought about what happened in his life. My life is a losing streak, he thought. What remains? What else? What would be the justification for my survival? What else do you have to lose? He is suffering greatly as a result of the uproar. He sat under a tree contemplating what would be appropriate for him to do. Quote, I've always bombed in my life. He chose to do something no one else had done before at the time. And after becoming an elderly man, he began to take shots at a major target with unusual zeal. Their dissatisfaction spread to their businesses. He had promised to do an excellent job and anyone could do it. He remained focused and began to speak about it. The crispy chicken was a classic on the bar's menu, but Sanders wasn't satisfied with the standard cooking methods. Searing was time-consuming, and fricasseing produced chicken that didn't meet his high standards. Sanders investigated various possibilities with the newly designed weight cooker in 1939 and devised a cycle that produced damp and delectable singed chicken in just 8 or 9 minutes. He also experimented with various flavors and eventually settled on a blend of 11 spices that produced the desired results. This mysterious formula, which was used on the entire chicken arranged at Sanders' Cafe, is still used in Kentucky Fried Chicken establishments today. Sanders' Cafe became so well known that in 1935, Kentucky's lead representative, Ruby LaFoon, elevated Sanders to the rank of colonel in recognition of his contributions to the state's food. By 1953, the company was valued at $165,000 and the owner appeared to be on his way to a comfortable retirement. Destiny intervened when another interstate thruway rerouted traffic from Sanders' Cafe and clients who had not yet sought out the curious cafe. Sanders was forced to auction everything at closeout, netting only $75,000 for his once thriving business. After taking care of his obligations, he was left with only a small Social Security annuity. You've probably eaten KFC at least once in your life. KFC is well known all over the world, so let us read about the startup challenges that KFC's owner faced. Have you ever been rejected repeatedly? If so, have you tried again and again, or have you simply given up? So Harland Sanders, the founder of your favorite KFC restaurant, was in the same boat. But he saw his failure as an opportunity and founded the most famous chicken store. When hamburgers were in the spotlight, he focused on another seductive product. He was forced to work with his family after his father died because he was the oldest of his siblings. He was fired several times from his job, and he had a difficult childhood. However, after encountering difficulties, he came up with the incredible yet simple idea of frying chicken. His recipe was unique, and he finally found success after opening one store. The owner of KFC faced numerous startup challenges, but in the end, he provided us with delicious fried chicken by remaining persistent all the way. Sanders' business was successful for so many years, with his recipes constantly improving and his customers surprised and satisfied with food that is super delicious. But initially, Colonel Sanders failed at the age of 62 when a multi-year construction of a newer and larger highway a few kilometers away was completed. The businessman had lost 90% of his potential customers. He was depressed at the time because he could not have predicted such a fate at retirement age. Colonel Sanders, the future millionaire, did not give up and continued to fight against the pitfalls of fate. In 1964, Harland Sanders sold KFC for $2 million to a group of investors led by John Y. Brown Jr. and Jack C. Massey. They agreed to pay Sanders a lifetime salary and to have him serve as the company's quality controller and trademark. The company had 3,000 stores in 48 countries by 1970. The latter, John Y. Brown Jr., sold KFC for $285 million to Hoobline, a packaged food and beverage company, in 1971. Harland Sanders died in 1980, but he left a legacy for future generations. Hoobline sold his stake in KFC to PepsiCo for $850 million in 1986. By that time, the company had 6,000 stores in 48 countries and $2 billion annual revenue. PepsiCo incorporated KFC into its chain, which also includes Pizza Hut and Taco Bell. In 1997, the company had 30,000 stores and a $10 billion annual sales. KFC started losing business in 2015 as a result of its new competitor, Chick-fil-A. The company then decided to make major changes, such as expanding its menu and changing its packaging, decor, and uniforms. They began advertising with famous actors playing Colonel Harland Sanders, such as Norm Macdonald, Jim Gaffigan, and George Hamilton. And following these changes, sales increased once more. Sanders got the idea for the restaurant because he wanted to capitalize on his chicken recipe, which he originally used to cook chickens at home. Sanders began franchising his restaurant in 1952 and quickly became successful due to the restaurant's unique recipe. KFC once had over 600 franchise locations in the United States alone. The unique use of its spices such as pepper and salt distinguished KFC's fried chicken from other fast food brands. Colonel Sanders would frequently claim the recipe should only have 11 ingredients, 11 herbs and spices, but many would argue that there are 12. Whether or not there's 12 spices, each one clearly plays an important role in making KFC's fried chicken what it is today. KFC's success was due to the creation of an authentic brand with a memorable name and specific recipes, so customers could always expect high-quality food when visiting one of their restaurants. Today, KFC is the world's second-largest food chain, with locations in more than 150 countries. The life of Sanders teaches us that success can be attained at any age. The only thing needed is your determination to pursue your dream at any stage of your life. Always have complete faith in yourself. The burning desire to succeed will lead you to your goal regardless of the obstacles. According to KFC, they have 3 simple rules. Be your best self, make a difference, and have fun. The Colonel's values are still very much alive and well inside our brand, and you can see those values come to life in our food, our people, our service, and our restaurants. To provide food in a quick, pleasant setting that caters to cost-conscious, health-conscious people. It has been proven repeatedly that the recipe for success is not the same for every individual, company, or brand. Many different lessons can be drawn from KFC's success story, regardless of your age or level of experience. One of the most important lessons is that it makes no difference whether you're the smartest, wealthiest, most attractive, or most talented person in the room. You can achieve your goals if you have a good idea, act on it, and are willing to work hard to see it through. Thank you guys for watching, and keep watching for more insightful and exciting content. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Good chicken.